Hey guys, Tom from the Geek Duo here, and today I'll be bringing you my reaction to My Hero Academia Season 7, Episode 19, titled I Am Here. Trampling the heroes, All for One flies to become one with Shigaraki, and Darby is about to explode with heat he's been storing up in his body. And that is where I will end the synopsis. They're getting quite a bit more spoilery in what the synopsises are, so yeah, I'm going to continue picking and choosing what I think should be said. But yeah, so there's a lot that could happen in this episode. I'm going to preface it by saying that. I'm not going to elaborate, but yeah, there's a lot that's been built up, or at least alluded to having been built up, that could be paid off in this episode. So let's get it started in 3, 2, 1, go. Also, I took a yummy. I do love this little Tokuyami picture. They're barely even moving and they're creating a hurricane just from their sheer power. And remember, Midori is still not at 100% of All for One, so imagine what he'd do if he got to there. He could be the butterfly that creates a tornado on the other side of the world. Similar to how All Might was able to change the weather locally with a single punch. There's still so much of this that has yet to happen. Hmm. Not gonna lie, I thought that was one of the ones that was out in the start. I forgot he had black hair. Hmm. His his body moved without. Pretty sure that took a lot more build up in the manga. is a really neat visual. There's no one left. Expe- yeah, especially not ones that can fly. I didn't put it together back at the start, but I do like that it's these two teamed up again from the Stain arc. I didn't put that together at the start of the war or the last time I went through it. All right, that's the reason that Ida was teamed up with Shoto. It's like it's even in the intro. I've had the question this entire time, like, where are they running to? I really did not retain as much of this as I thought I did. Hmm. That's another reason that had these two. That part I did remember. I did remember that Stain got to see Ida acting as a true hero. Hmm. Yeah, you can. I know where a lot of the budget for this episode has gone. That's why some of these shots have been low detailed. He literally exploded his own arm just to throw that fireball. He's reverted back to a child. Your first child did have the potential you sought after. She ran into the heart of an explosion to try and help her ex husband, well, bastard of a husband in her eyes, try and stop and save their dead son. He's still wearing an Endeavour outfit. You saw the yeah. Remember back during the what's it called? Remedial lessons when Shoto's like, I can't make constructs with my ice? I mean, the same was said with Endeavour and his fire, but he made the fists, so everyone's really leveling up. You're making a thermic reaction to boost yourself forward. Oh, not quite. I forgot what his super move was called, where he did the massive heat and cold together to create the explosion. I thought that's what he used to get the last bit. In the end, your entire family was there to watch you and try and save you. How powerful do you have to be to literally freeze an explosion, though? Like, sure, it was an entire family's effort, but cooled him down enough that even the tear ducts he burnt off started working again. Also, one thing I want to point out as a parallel, now that all this is done, all three of them, it was their left arm. Endeavor had his left arm taken out by the forced activation tendril things. I don't even know if that is what they are, because that's what it. Those are the tendrils that came out when he said first activation during the hideout raid arc to activate Kurogiri. And then ever since then, he's just been using those tendrils as not doing that. So I don't know what they're called, but they pierced Endeavor's arm and he ripped it off at the elbow. So he lost his left arm. Then you had Darby, this episode, create a massive fireball in his damaged body and destroy his left arm at the elbow. And then at the end there, you had Shoto's left arm entirely encased in ice. And you know that if he doesn't regulate his body properly, sure, he had the phosphor going when he activated the glacial ager, but too hot he'll suffer heat stroke and burns, too cold he'll suffer hypothermia. Yeah, and burns. So the fact that his entire arm was coated in ice, I don't actually remember if Todoroki keeps his arm or not. And then you had Fuyumi, Rei, and Natsu all with burns on their body. 3 civilians that ran into the war to take down one of the generals of the villains. Because, well, he was their family. And they wanted to do what they could to try and save Toya from exploding, stop him from killing everyone else, or go down as a family. Which, despite everything that this family has gone through, they all stepped up. Well, I say they all stepped up. The only one who really needed to step up was Endeavor. But they all stepped to Darby's side when he was at his arguably lowest. Now, I was wrong when I said something earlier. I said that I know where all the animation budget for this episode is gone, to explain why some of the faces were looking pretty just undetailed in that. No, it all went to the Toya stuff. I thought there was something else that was coming. But yeah. I remembered Fuyumi, Natsu, and Rei all showing up with Toya and that. And that's why I was confused, because I thought that happened at Kamino as well. I thought that it was passing under Kamino when the evacuees got let out onto the surface and Rei stole the evacuation drone to take her into the heart of the fire. I remembered all that, I just had the location wrong. Yeah. The shot of Endeavor and Darby in the wide void where they were their regular selves but with their fires blazing. I thought that was when it had the picture of the entire family minus Shoto, where Darby was missing the arm. But no, that came later. Like, as usual, I had the general beats of everything, but yeah, I just had minor or lesser details incorrect. I have approximate knowledge of a great many things. Yeah. I don't know what it's going to focus on next because really the synopsis had not. Well, dumbass. The symbol of peace is now Endeavor. Like, since All Might retired and Endeavor stepped up as an actual hero, he became the symbol. So this final line in the synopsis of will the symbol be able to change this hopeless situation, which is why the Darby stuff is the second half of the first sentence. So grammatically it is linking this symbol question to the Darby stuff, rather than if it had been with Darby about to explode with the heat he's been storing up in his body. All for One flies to become one with Shigaraki. Will the symbol be able to change this hopeless situation? That puts the burden of the symbol onto dealing with All for One. Whereas, because it says, trampling the heroes, All for One flies to become one with Shigaraki, and Darby is about to explode with heat he's been storing up in his body, will the symbol be able to change his hopeless situation? It puts the pressure on the symbol to deal with Darby. And then you had the previous symbol squaring up to go head to head with Prime All for One. And there is one shot that I'm not sure I should have put in this. No, that is actually how it was in the chapter, because we could not figure out what was going on there. The shot of All Might's briefcase opening and things seemingly flying off of his car, that was, I'm pretty sure, the final panel in a chapter. Or at least it was towards the end. And we could not figure out what that was related to. And then it cut away, so we didn't find out for a couple weeks. But, yeah. Also, we had the reintroduction of Stain. Once again, just creeping about Camino, like he was the last time we saw him. Yeah. I couldn't really react to the first half of this episode, and I'm not sure if it came through in the recording, but I was having a minor asthma attack. Like, you could probably hear every time I'd finish a sentence, I sounded a bit breathless. That went away once we got to probably the scene where Endeavor was hugging Toya. But yeah, that's why I was more muted at the start. But yeah, anyway, I reckon that's all I have to talk about for this episode. So I'll catch you in the next one.